Welcome to the shop. Hope you're having a great day. Alright, this is my everyday carry. It's actually even left-handed. I just brought it down for the thumbnail to have effect. This is my other EDC, which this is a right-handed one, but this is the one I almost lost at the gas station. You can tell I get use out of them. Look how dirty they are and messed up. But they got a nice edge on them, I'll tell you that. Anyway, I had to bring them down for the thumbnail. First, I'm gonna put my website up in the cards. It's the first down in the description. My email's down there, Amazon links. I got shirts on there, knives on there. All that stuff's on there. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff we tell you. But let's get into it. So, losing the passion. This is actually gonna be a little story. This is actually more about what I've been getting into lately and finding the thing you've loved the most your whole life and, not letting dreams get the best of you because, man, I had a dream since I was 15 to be a tattoo artist. And it's just, 35 years later, I'm just starting to learn. And if you watch me on Instagram, I'm not good and I'm not great yet, but I'm getting better. I just finished this one up about an hour ago. I'm telling you, that's why I didn't have a video out this week. Plus my Kydex I was doing it, my heat gun was all messed up. So I've got the video about 3/4 of the way done. I just have to finish the thumb ramps and put the eyelets in, and that's done. So I figured I'd come down here and do story time. I didn't even do that last week, but check these out. So it's been a month since I started tattooing. Here was like 2 weeks ago. You can see how messed up that skull was, and the flower's not too bad, but it's not good. And a little bit better here. I've been having real problems with the stencils. My stencils are fading. Then this was like last week I did this. So, just a little, man, that's the thing, just a little bit of progress. And then 3 days ago I finished this over the weekend. You can't really see the whites coming in, but, I was mixing colors and shading, and I was doing the eyes in red and the tongue in red. That's why these are all red, because I just used it up. But yeah, man, if you follow me on Instagram, I've been doing that. Now the hard part is, I walk 3 miles every day, well, except on the weekends, play drums half an hour a day, then I work out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now I gotta fit in tattooing and knife making, so I'm trying to figure all that out. But anyway, let me start at the beginning. When I was 14 years old, I wanted to do tattoos, or I loved drawing in school. I drew a lot. The first tattoo I ever did, now this might freak some of you out, and every time I tell the story, people misunderstand it. But I was told you use Indian ink, a needle, and thread. They didn't tell me you wrap the thread around the needle and dip it in the ink. So what I did is I took a piece of thread about that long, and then I threaded it through the needle, and I dipped the thread, the whole thread, in the ink, and I went in, and I pulled it, and I pulled the thread all the way through. Now, when I used to tell this story, people would think I was sewing my arm up with Indian ink. But no, I'd pull it in, and I'd pull it all the way through, and the cross was here. That's why I got this cover up. I did the cross, and then someone's like, no, you gotta wrap the thread around. And everyone in my school, I was 14 years old, we all have crosses right here, like 6 of us. This was like 1985, so AIDS was just kind of hidden. No one, we were little kids, so we were all sharing the same needles and stuff like that. But, like I said, we were kids. You couldn't do that even 2 or 3 years later because the whole AIDS scare kicked in and all that. But yeah, so I had, I did the cross here. Once that worked, I did a bunch of stuff. So what my mom did is took me into the only tattoo parlor in the area in 1985. She walked in, signed the papers, and walked out, thinking I would chicken out. So I was the only kid in 9th grade In fact, in the whole high school, to have a real tattoo. and then 2 years later, you know, did this in art class, the love and hate. Well, now it's been covered over, but, you know, I was sitting there with a calligraphy pen. So, you know, I've wanted to be a tattoo artist since I can remember. I used to draw a lot, but when I draw, you know, I'd sketch it out, and then when I would draw like I had a tattoo machine in my hand. So I always drew with tattooing in mind. And then, let's see, you know, I'd always draw like that, and I'd always want it, but I never had money being a drug addict. I mean, this is before the heavy stuff, but, you know, you're always partying, you're always working and spending your money to go out and party and hang out with friends, so you never have, you know, the whole $400 or $500 to buy the machines. But when I was 28 or 29, in fact, on Instagram, I put up the catalog I got. It said $98.99 is when I bought the machines I'm using. The only problem is $98.99 is right when I hit the heavy stuff. And in fact, the funny thing is, when I would go downtown to cop heroin, they used to call me Tat, because I'd always tell them, man, I just got a new tattoo machine. Let me come down here and do, you know, they all wanted gang tattoos and stuff like that. And I was like, I'll hit you up, I'll get you, you know, I'll do it. But then I realized these dudes are the real deal. If I'm down there tattooing these guys, you know, for dope or whatever it is, and I mess them up, I'm not walking out of that apartment or any of those apartments. But that's where they all started calling me. You know, they all started, hey, Tat, what's up, Tat? But yeah, then addiction kicked in and all that, and the machines got set aside, so I never did tattooing. You know, now here it is, that was 98, so what, 22 years later, I got the machines out, and I started working on them, and you know, I got all the tools. You know, I can build my own machines. In fact, that's how my OCD works. It's like, man, I can build these myself. But no one uses coil machines and rotary machines and pen machines. It's like, man, I'd have to buy one and take it apart. By that time, you know, it's all plastic with camshafts in them, and I've thought about it. In fact, here, this one right here, this tattoo right here, I built the machine myself. That'll be my first cover-up. I built the machine. I went, because I'm good with electronics, so I went to Radio Shack. Anyone remember Radio Shack? So I took the motor and I wired it up, and I took a pen, and I took the thickest guitar string, and I made a rotary, you know, like a jailhouse prison thing, but it had a switch on it, and the motor was all wired and good to go, and I did that. And that was like 2 years before I bought my machine, the coil machines, and then, you know, life kicked in, and that dream got put on hold. Here it is 23 years later, and the dream has arisen. When I got my back tat, and, you know, this all done, it's like, man. In fact, I think I've been talking to the guy, I think I'm gonna get like a skull or something right here on my neck. That'll be my next one. I already got the idea. If you watch my Instagram, well, there's probably be a day or two after, but go back a couple days and I'll show you. It shows you like the skull and bones with flowers on it that I'm gonna do on my leg. Because that's what I figure. I figure from my hip to my knee on both sides, I got plenty of room to mess up and learn, and that'll just be covered by pants. So then I have to do that cover up on my leg and all that. But people are always like, oh man, you're old, you know, you're 50, you're just starting tattooing, but knife making is kind of taking a back seat, and video making is kind of taking a back seat. But if you go watch my progress, like I said, you can see what I just showed. In a month, I'm to the point where I want to start doing them on myself.
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
I guess Siri thought I was talking to her. Anyway, but yeah, so, man, if you have a dream and a passion, whew, man, just let it, you know, let it ride. One day you might get the time or the advantage to take that back up. You know, I always thought, you know, the dream of tattooing was dead, but, man, it just might be alive after all. So, yeah, whew, let me see if I missed any points. I wrote it all down here. I think I got it all covered. I did put love knife making, but drawing first love. Music is ingrained. That's how I put notes down. Yeah. So, you know, I had to like restring my guitar, and I've been trying to play songs, and music is just built into me. Like I said, my dad was the jazz bassist. You know, I played piano when I was 5, cello, violin. Oh, man, it's like 1 a.m., so if I'm stuttering all that, I apologize. Well, I try not to cut too much of these out, but you know. Yeah, cello at like 9 or something like that. Second, third grade, cello, violin. I was first string, and then I picked up guitar at like 13 or 14, but yeah, so music is just life, you know. And in fact, I was talking to someone earlier about this. It's like, growing up, I didn't understand that people didn't know what music was or music theory. I thought it was just like a second language. You know, I thought everyone just knew what music was. But, I guess not. Alright, enough about me. And, yeah, I mean, I still love doing knives and knife making. In fact, the reason it took so long for the Kydex, I pulled out these 3 blades. And I started working on these. You know, I didn't feel like pulling out these cameras and all that and setting them up, so I was working on folders. And then I got back to the Kydex and stuff like that. So, we'll see. I got these almost done. The heat gun's supposed to come tomorrow. But anyway, yeah, just a little bit of inspiration and let you know, don't give up on your dreams. If there's something you want to do, it might come back. There might be some window and it's like, man, here it is. If you would have asked me even a couple years, if you would have even asked me last year when I was getting my back tatted, if I would start doing tattoos myself, I'd be like, you're crazy. But here it is, and man, I gotta say, you know, for 1 month, see, this one's hard to see because the stencil, I left on this fake skin stuff. The stencil, if you leave it over 24 hours, the stencil don't come off, so you can't really see the detail in there. Like all this stuff, that's the stencil. So, but I gotta say, man, with 1 month, but you know, it's not really 1 month. I've been preparing this for my whole life. Or at least 35 years of my life. Anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff. Man, I feel like a broken record saying it. My website's up in the cards, first in the description. Hopefully the heat gun will come tomorrow and I'll finish up this Kydex. So next Monday or Tuesday there should be a Kydex video up, and hope you all are doing well. Let me know in the comments what's going on. Let me know your passion that you think is gone. But man, if there was just a little bit of hope, which there's always hope, if there was a little bit of twinkle, it would spark it again and you'd be into it. Whether it's knife making, whether it's, hell, whatever. This doesn't always have to be about knife making. Just because I'm a knife maker and most of you guys are too, we can just shoot the shit. Alright, hope all is going well with you guys, and as always, take it easy.